Welcome to the West Parry Sound District Museum's YouTube channel. Each month, we will talk about a unique artifact from our collection and the history connected to it. Like what you see? Don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. To see more amazing videos, please donate to the West Parry Sound District Museum and check out our website at www.museumontowerhill.com.
The Kipling Hotel became a favorite spot for people to spend their weekends after it initially opened as the Thompson House in the summer of 1880. Its popularity in part may have had to do with the local liquor laws. In May of 1867, William Beatty Jr. purchased 2,000 acres of Crown land, the mouth of the Seguin River, for a town site. In October of 1869, the first official town plan was completed. As part of his Methodist faith, Beatty abided by the temperance movement to abstain from alcohol. This contributed to his push for the township of McDougall, which the town of Parry Sound was part of at the time, to pass the Duncan Act. Also known as the Beatty Covenant, it was signed in 1872 and established Parry Sound as a dry town. Anyone who bought town land signed an agreement prohibiting the sale, barter, or exchange of liquor on their premises. The Beatty family would repossess the land of violators. However, there is no documented instance of a deed being revoked. To much disdain, the town of Carrington, also known as Parry Harbor, which was situated to the opposite of Seguin River from the town of Parry Sound, did not come under these laws, as was part of Foley Township. When Foley Township gave out alcohol licenses to taverns, Thompson House was one of them. Owned at the time by Robert Thompson, it opened on the location of the Kipling Hotel. Dr. Thomas Smith Walton acquired the Thompson House and numerous other eastward properties for a total of $619 at an October 1892 sheriff's auction. Dr. Walton renamed it the Canada Atlantic Hotel before selling it to Sarah and Charles Alonzo Phillips in October of 1900. The Canada Atlantic Hotel would undergo extensive renovations, including the addition of towers and verandas. In May 1904, Albert Gentles and his brother Charles acquired the hotel in a card game and renamed it the Kipling Hotel in honor of famous English writer and poet Rudyard Kipling. It was a popular tourist hotel and local watering hole. According to Dave Thomas, when the Bell telephone reached Parry Sound, the number 1 went to the Kip. The original hotel was destroyed in a winter fire on March 25, 1915. The fire destroyed the old structure and sadly took the life of one of the guests, Story Phillips. It was reconstructed, albeit less grandly, as a 2-story structure on the same site and lasted another 70 years. In the 1930s, Muskoka residents Joe and Joan Huff bought the Kipling Hotel.
My dad, we lived in Windsor. My dad worked for Labatt's Brewery at the time. He was a manager in Ontario, and they wanted to go to BC, and he said, "I'm not going to BC," and they basically said, "Well, then you don't have a job." And my mom and dad were both from the Muskoka area, and they wanted to come back to this area. There was a hotel in Parry Sound and a hotel in Huntsville for sale at the time, but they ended up buying the one in Parry Sound. So we moved here and moved to a new subdivision with a drilled well. Well, it was a dug well at first, and the water was so bad we had to take all our laundry to the hotel to do. And that was up in Greenwood subdivision. Until they drilled the wells. Anyway, my mom was a school teacher, and so she quit teaching and started running the hotel with my dad. I was only 7 when we moved here, but my brother was 3 years older, and my sister was 2 years older than my brother. I went to Victory School. We all started in Victory School, and Mom and Dad started running this hotel. My mom hated Parry Sound. She hated the hotel business, but that was their lifestyle. So I have a brother and a sister. We all worked in the hotel over the years as we got older. My brother even lived there for a while. because back then there had to be somebody on site for insurance reasons, I'm guessing, and he lived in an apartment upstairs for a while when he became an older teenager. And my sister and her husband both worked in the bar at the hotel. I worked weekends, probably from about 16 to when I turned 18, just running a snack bar, not in the bar area. And then when I turned 18, we were waitressing. So I think I quit waitressing when I was probably 19 because I got married. So I didn't work there anymore. And my mom sold it in the early 80s. My dad died in the late 70s. So 77, 78, he passed away. So then she had to run it by herself. But family helped her, and there was lots of staff. As the photo album showed, there was lots of parties and stuff. And, but then when she sold it, it burnt down after she sold it. And there was never a fire when we were there. But over the years, the basement of the Kipling Hotel was, back then it was so close to the dump that the basement had rats. It was terrible. And they rebuilt the basement and put all new cement blocks in, and there was a men's room down there, and it was a men's club that men joined. There was pool tables down there and shuffleboard tables and a sauna and a bar and lots of card tables, so people would go there, and you had to be a member of that basement club. There's not too many pictures in the photo albums of the basement club, but there was a great big fireplace down there. It was a nice room. And in the beginning, the pictures showed like there was two separate rooms. There was a back black door that's for a men's section of the hotel, and then a ladies' and men's section. And they added on a great big dining room on the back, and then took out the wall between the men's room and the ladies' room to make it one big room. Lots of entertainment there, and some big bands there. The Stampeders were there once. And lots of local bands would come. The Christensen brothers were there a couple times over the years, and it was a lifestyle, but my mom didn't like it. And after she sold it, the night that it burnt down, I remember getting a phone call from my brother. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and he said, "What are you doing home? Get over to the Kip, it's burning." So I called my mom and I said, "Get out of bed. I'm coming to get you. The Kip's on fire." And her comment was, "It's a few years too late." A lot missing. Like in some of the older pictures, you could see that there was a stained glass window above the main doors that said the Kipling Hotel. They had all been boarded up after we sold it, so I would think that all those stained glass windows were taken out before they were boarded up. There was lots. It went up so fast because it was so cold, and it was in the winter too. So it was emotional, but not huge emotional, because it wasn't a huge. It was more of an attachment to my dad than my mom, because she didn't really like it. It was part of the entertainment. There was a mechanical bull off to the side of the dance floor. And originally the dance floor was in the main section of the ladies and gentlemen section. But as the wall got taken down, it moved over into the corner of the men's room. And the mechanical bull was over there. Yeah, I remember the mechanical bull. And the female and male strippers that were there. And the one female stripper, or exotic woman, they called them maybe back then, she had this great big python snake, which was part of her act. And all the entertainers that were there for the week would stay in rooms upstairs. And this snake, she kept in the dresser. And the one day she couldn't find the snake. But she eventually found the snake. It didn't get out of the room. But I have that dresser in my house. There was 3 matching dressers in the rooms. They were old oak dressers, but I have one and my brother had one that we kept at the hotel. That was kind of, I want one of those dressers. That's kind of all the stuff. Other than the photo albums, I have the photo albums just because when my mom passed away, okay, he was taking the photo albums. And I passed them around to lots of people. And, oh, can I look at them next? Can I look at them next? So just don't loan them out till I know where they're going. Yeah, the mechanical bull was part of the entertainment. And there was local people that were exotic dancers. So that kind of brought more people in. It was a going concern bar. It was the place to go back in the 80s and 70s.
When the Beatty Covenant was repealed in 1950, the Kipling Hotel was the only licensed establishment on the east side of the Seguin River. In the early 1980s, Joan Huff sold the Kipling Hotel to Jim Monteith. Winter fires were a significant risk for early hotels in Parry Sound, and the Kipling Hotel became prey for not one, but 2 of those fires. On November 30th, 1986, the Ontario Fire Marshal's office in Bracebridge were not able to determine the reason for the fire. It, however, destroyed the hotel, and it was never built again. The Kipling Hotel was an integral part of Parry Sound and was remembered by many for providing live bands, mechanical bull riding, strippers, the occasional fisticuff, and most importantly, good fun. As a museum, we are trying to collect as many stories, information, or artifacts as possible related to the history of this business and many of the other businesses in the town of Parry Sound and the West Parry Sound District. If you have anything to share, please contact us at info@museumontowerhill.com. If you like our videos, please like and share them, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.